Parents who have neighborhood kids at their house every day, what rules do you have in place that keep you from going crazy? Don't have any kids now. But when I grew up in the 80s, it was implied that whoever house we ended up at, the mom would always make some snacks for us and we could play inside as long as we don't make a mess or get too hyperactive. Outside in the backyard, it was pretty much anything goes. One main rule amongst all households were that we had to call our parents to tell them where we were. All moms made us do this. 0 screaming. If you scream, playtime is over. Not laughing, having fun, or being loud, but screaming. It is amazing how many children can learn to play without screaming when they know it will end their playtime. And leave the dogs alone. They are good pups, but they are dogs. Treat each other kindly. If y'all start getting mean, it's time to go home and have a snack and a nap until you can act right. Same for my kiddo. If you can't be kind, you don't have enough energy to socialize today. I don't have kids, but my house growing up was a neighborhood hangout. The rules were basically no taking food without permission, don't leave bikes on the driveway. We had a run-over bike incident once, and any toy sports equipment you bring with you goes home with you. We had a pool, so in the summer it was bring your own towel and stay outside until you're dry. More than 2 extra kids means it's an outside play day. I actually don't care about the weather, dress better. Some parts of the house are strictly off limits. When they arrive, they or my kid have to let me know. If they and/or my kid decides to leave, they tend to move back and forth over the course of the day between their respective houses. They have to let me know. They are expected to play nicely together. Any fights, teasing exclusion means that everyone goes home. I have tried to implement a rule requiring them to pack up whatever they are playing with before moving on to the next thing. It didn't work. Inside voices. But our dog at the time didn't allow running in the house. She was very strict on her rules. Oh, and drinks. If you open it and set it down, you're getting it right back when you ask for something to drink. Half-empty cans drive me insane. When I was a kid, my best mate's house was the last house on my paper run, so I'd pretty much be there every day. Often my friend would walk with me while I completed my run and we'd go to his house together. His front door was always locked and he wasn't allowed a key, so we always had to knock, and his dad would usually answer the door to let us in and declare, "Hi boys. Shut up please." It didn't really work as a rule, but it was pretty funny. We have a trampoline in our front yard, and have kids, teens, and sometimes adults on in it pretty much until the sun goes down. I don't mind the activity, but don't like the clothes, balls, and random stuff that's left in our yard. I found that one of my rules is that if cash is left on my yard, I keep it as a tip. It happens more than you think. It falls out of pockets, and I've probably found about 100 underneath. Any hitting or kicking type of anger behavior will not be tolerated. You do not help yourself to my pantry or fridge. I did try to keep extra snacks and drinks. Screaming is for emergencies only. Spills and messes need to be cleaned up by the person who made them. If something is or gets broken, say something please. Keeping track of all the stuff is not as important as the safety of kids, and sometimes they get a little rambunctious. I would try to keep them playing mostly outside. Bubbles, sports balls, chalk, jump ropes, or a quick tarp fort. Using the bathroom was another issue. Kids are not hygienic naturally. It became a problem with the expectations of the other parents though. I'm not the de facto babysitter and don't want kids just drop off. I'm also very budgeted. Affording to feed an extra 6 or so mouths for 2 meals was something I couldn't do. It sucked because it wasn't the kids' fault. When my kids were young, all their friends were at our house because their home lives were terrible: alcoholic parents, mean grandma, and redneck dad who is a jobless pot smoker, etc. I have no beef with pot smokers. I am a gummy lover myself. But if the pot keeps your adult ass from caring for your child or looking for a job, my kids still make friends with people who need better parents, and they are 22 and 26 now. Anyway, our house was a safe place to play. But if you got loud or mean or pissed me off, everybody had to go play outside or at somebody else's house. It worked because nobody wanted to go to their houses to play. I have adult people still calling me mom. No shoes on the carpet. No screaming, even outside, unless someone is dying and needs help. We were that house. Neighborhood kid rules. No wet towels on the furniture or floor. Our neighborhood had a pool limit: 1 soda, unlimited other drinks. Snacks put out or fair game. Ask if you are hungry for something else. Teen friends rules. Either my son or I need your parents' name and phone number. I will cook one thing for the whole group, or you can bring your own. They are grown now, and I miss having the house full of kids. I need your parents to give permission for kids to come inside my house. Anyone can play in the yard if they follow the rules I have for my kids. Kids who come often need their parents to come chat with me at some time. These are basically variations of stay safe and be nice to each other. There were lots of kids in my yard for maybe 12 years. And only once did I need to tell a kid I would talk to their parents about a behavior. That kid suddenly changed the behavior and begged me not to do that. I allowed this kid to earn it back. And that kid suddenly followed all the rules quite well. Respect our kids stuff. We've had kids come in and just break shit for no reason. Nope, doesn't fly here, see ya bitch. I want everyone here because I know my kids are safe. This keeps me from going crazy. No bad words. Must go outside and clean up what they use, not video games whole time. They can help themselves to eat or drink whatever they like that we have if they don't leave a mess. When my kids were young, I made the rule no TV while friends are over. If everyone wants to watch TV, they can go home and watch TV. They didn't need to do it at my house. It did backfire in that soon my house was the preferred playing venue because it was more fun. Great. Mine is older 10 and there are other neighbors that have kids close in age 7-8, which is fine, but the parents also let their younger siblings over. No thanks unless one of their parents are over supervising their 3-4 yo on our playset. We had to create a new rule that you had to go home.